August 15th, 1994.
Crime. It's at the top of the list of America's concerns.
A society that cannot protect the physical security of their citizens is a pretty useless society, whatever else it can accomplish.
So why hasn't the crime bill passed?
There should be no more excuses, no more tricks, no more delays.
The president wants many things. He doesn't have the votes.
Tonight, is politics holding the crime bill hostage?
This is ABC News Nightline. Substituting for Ted Koppel and reporting from Washington, Cokie Roberts.
Is this make or break time for the Clinton presidency? That's the question of the week in Washington. And even though we tend to dramatize things a bit in this town, it's clear the president's facing what could generously be called a challenge, turning around the House of Representatives on the crime bill, and by doing it, showing he's a tough leader, someone Congress would do well to follow. It's a high-risk strategy the president's embarked on, trying to convince the people to convince the Congress to shape up on crime. If he succeeds, he hopes to show that Bill Clinton's still a force to be reckoned with, despite his low approval ratings in the polls. And if it works, it puts the president in a much stronger position on everything, particularly health care. But if he fails, President Clinton could not only be sorely embarrassed, he could lose on his top legislative priorities, crime and health care. And if that happens, his presidency will have a hard time staggering along. Here's Nightline correspondent Chris Bury.
This president has been on the ropes so many times that the comeback kid has become a Clinton cliche. But here he goes again.
225 members of the Congress participated in a procedural trick orchestrated by the National Rifle Association and intensely promoted by the Republican congressional leadership.
From a hastily arranged photo op at a telegenic convention of cops to the pulpit of a prominent black church, Mr. Clinton is campaigning, praying, and pleading.
And I ask you this whole week to pray for me, pray for the members of Congress. Ask us not to turn away from our ministry.
And today, in the Rose Garden, the president called on families of crime victims to share their horror stories and shame Congress on national TV.
Last year, my wife Jody was brutally killed by a gunman using 2 assault weapons in an office building in downtown San Francisco. Our daughter Megan only got to know her mother for 10 months of her life. That's indeed a senseless tragedy.
How could a politician go to a little child like Megan Sposato and explain that, well, they just couldn't figure out a way to bring to a vote a law that would have taken the deadly weapon that killed her mother out of the hands of a deranged person?
It was indeed emotional high drama in the new White House public relations drive to turn around last week's embarrassing loss on the crime bill.
The equivalent for a prize fighter of being knocked to the canvas late in a bout for a standing 8 count. You're not out of the match, you're right back in it, but it hurts, you got to clear your head, and you've lost some valuable ground, and now you got to make it back up, and you don't have much time left to do it.
Last week's loss was all the more embarrassing because the White House had been so cocky about the vote going its way.
I'll kick a little ass up here.
But whose? Why was the president's posterior on the receiving end?
The yeas are 210, the nays are 225, and the resolution is not agreed to.
The vote was such a stunning defeat because so many Democrats, 58 of them, split with the White House.
I can say that I worked my heart out on it, and I did everything I could. And on this day, the NRA and the Republican leadership had their way.
In the finger-pointing that followed, an angry president blamed the gun lobby, and the Democratic floor leader told Nightline he had been betrayed by unnamed members of his own party.
There were some Democrats that didn't level with us, 4 or 5, and that was unfortunate because in a close vote, you can't have that happen.
The question is, would party discipline have broken down so badly had the president's standing in public opinion been stronger? In this election year, Democrats seem to have little fear of the White House, and even on a popular issue like crime, the president is having trouble knocking heads in his own party. Of the 58 Democrats who defied the White House, 32 were Southern conservatives who opposed the assault weapon ban and billions to be spent on social programs. If the White House were to call today and say, Congressman, we need this bill for a lot of reasons and we need your support, would you agree to help the president?
I would have to vote no. I would offer the president this explanation, which I would hope he would understand. I voted no before. If I change that vote, it will appear that I was either bribed or coerced. I'm not going to be subject to either, and he knows that.
10 of the 58 Democrats are members of the Black Caucus who oppose new death penalties they believe will be administered in a racist way.
Many of the members of the caucus were called by the president. Some changed their minds, some didn't. On this issue, I've just viewed the fairness in the death penalty as an issue that I think transcends politics. This is a fundamental issue, and it just transcends politics.
And though 2/3 of the money in the $33 billion crime bill is supposed to go for more prisons and police, Republicans complain of more pork than punishment, including $90 million for sports programs such as midnight basketball and a $10 million training center at Lamar University, the alma mater of Judiciary Committee Chairman Jack Brooks.
This bill could have been, it should have been, a lean, mean, crime-fighting machine. But there are too many election year goodies, trinkets, and gift-wrap spending programs piled on it, and now it looks like Santa Claus wearing a sheriff's badge.
Since their success at bottling up the bill last week, Republicans have been pressing for a compromise that would strip away the ban on assault weapons. But as of today, the president is out to change hearts and minds and 8 votes in Congress.
There should be no more excuses, no more tricks, no more delays, and no more discussion about whether this bill is a Democratic bill or a Republican bill or a Clinton bill. I don't know when I will ever be able to get it across to people here that what we do here is not about us. It is about the rest of America.
The president's intents, that's good. I'm glad he's mad. I think if we can put another vote together, we can make up those 8 that are remaining and win it again narrowly. I think it's critical that we pass it, or the reputation of the Congress and the Democrats and the White House is going to be hurt enormously.
And according to political analyst Norman Ornstein, the president would be hurt where it counts on health reform.
We're moving to the crunch moment on health care, and you've got to have all of the resources of the White House and the top congressional leaders thrown into strategy on dealing with health care. But now they have to devote their time and attention for who knows how long to getting back into the game on crime, and they're distracted away from health care.
The irony is the crime bill was supposed to be the easy one. Instead, the president finds himself back in the familiar but risky role of playing the comeback kid. And much of Washington is wondering how many times Mr. Clinton can take that show on the road. This is Chris Bury for Nightline in Washington.
When we come back, we'll be joined by 3 Democratic members of Congress, one the sponsor of the crime bill in the House, and the other 2 members who voted against bringing it to the floor.
This is ABC News Nightline, brought to you by Buick and your local Buick dealers.
He packs heavy. She packs light. She wears silk. He wears wool. He's comfortable at 68 degrees. She prefers 72. Good thing they own a Buick Park Avenue with available dual-zone climate control. 72 for her, 68 for him. Too bad everything isn't as accommodating as Park Avenue. From Buick, the new symbol for quality in America.
When glasses take abuse, they can lose their fit. LensCrafters has these flex-on frames. They're made of a titanium alloy. The first time I twist a pair in front of a customer, they gasp. They're very surprised that you can bend it and you can twist it and it goes back to its original shape. They keep their fit. Cool, isn't it? And because we're LensCrafters, we can make a pair of glasses with flex-on frames in about an hour. Your kid can peel them off your face. Your aunt can sit on them. I guess your dog can't chew them.
LensCrafters, helping people see better, 1 hour at a time. Healthcare opinions on talk radio have become an epidemic. But will they do little more than make you sick? Watch and you'll understand on World News Tonight with Peter Jennings.
During Friendship Ford's all-out closeout, we have over 400 vehicles available and all priced to sell. Some below invoice, payments as low as $139 per month. And if we don't beat our competitors' prices on new Fords, I'll give you this shirt off my back.
No kidding.
Tired of all the fast talk during some dealers' year-end clearance sales? You've got to come to Bristol during Friendship Ford's first annual all-out closeout. Over 400 vehicles priced to sell, some below invoice. Come see us or give us a call.
You know, most people have little time or energy to spend searching for a quality relationship. At Matchmaker International, we match you based on your preferences, your likes, and your dislikes. We don't use video, and we don't use astrology. Let's face it, we've all made some bad choices. I'm here to help you make your next choice the right one. Matchmaker International, when meeting people isn't a problem, but meeting the right one is.
Joining us now from our New York Bureau, Congressman Charles Schumer, a Democrat from New York. He's the sponsor of the crime bill in the House of Representatives. Congressman David McCurdy, a Democrat from Oklahoma, voted against bringing the crime bill to the floor last week. He joins us from our affiliate KOCO in Oklahoma City. And from our Washington studios, Congressman Cleo Fields is a member of the Congressional Black Caucus. He also voted against bringing the crime bill to the floor for a vote. Congressman Fields, Congressman McCurdy, the president has said over and over again that the National Rifle Association and the Republican leadership are the reasons that this bill, the procedure to bring the crime bill to the floor, was defeated. Is either of you against the assault weapons ban or in the sway of the Republican leadership? Congressman McCurdy?
Absolutely not, Cokie. I voted for the ban on assault weapons and would continue to support that position. And obviously, I'm not under the control of the Republican Party. I think what's unfortunate here tonight is the fact that I don't think this is a major defeat for the president. I think the leadership of the committees and the Congress let him down by presenting him with the equivalent of a letter bomb. Once this bill was passed and it was opened, I think there are going to be some things in it that would embarrass him in the long run.
Congressman Fields?
Well, I agree with Dave. Let me just say that I did not vote against the bill because of any assault weapons ban. I voted for the assault weapons ban when it was up before the House of Representatives, and that is not my reason for voting against the crime bill today. Because quite frankly speaking, I'm not concerned about the individuals who use guns to hunt animals. I'm concerned about the animals we have in this country who use guns to hunt people. In terms of being dictated, having some dictation from the Republican leadership, that is as far from the truth as night is from day. I have genuine concerns about the crime bill, and we must continue to debate it. This did not kill the crime bill. It certainly sent it back to the table so we can discuss it.
Congressman Schumer, you could easily find yourself in the position when this comes back to the floor for a vote, if it does, of standing at the doorway to the House of Representatives, saying to one of these two gentlemen, your Democratic colleagues, look, I need you. It's your vote that's going to make the difference. You only have a few seconds to convince them. What are you going to say?
Well, what I'd say to each, Dave and Cleo, yes, I know you both come from tough districts, and it took courage to vote for the assault weapons ban. Now we need the same kind of courage to get a bill that on just about every single provision, 70 or 80% of the American people would agree. They want tough punishment like 3 strikes and you're out, and they want prevention like keeping schools open and mandatory drug treatment in the prisons, and they all want 100,000 cops on the beat. So please, for the sake of the country and the people in the country, don't let your individual objections get in the way of producing a bill, because if each of us waited for the perfect bill that we would draw, we'd never have anything but 435 bills that wouldn't go anywhere.
And what do you say back, gentlemen?
Well, let me just say, Cokie, that it's very easy to talk about crime because crime is a number one issue, is the number one issue in America. But when you start talking about adding 60 more death penalties to the federal statute, that is something that's going to take more deliberation. That is something we got to talk about. When you talk about 3 strikes, you're out. First of all, this is not a baseball game. I mean, in 1993, for example, we incarcerated 1.4 million people in America.
We incarcerate more people in the United States of America than any other country, any other industrialized country in the world. So those are real issues that need to be talked about a little bit further. I philosophically disagree with the death penalty. I have a personal philosophical belief as relates to the death penalty. I don't believe that the federal government ought to be in the business of adding 60 more death penalties to the statutes. And I think that in talking to the president and others, we may be able to reach some type of resolution to protect many individuals who are adversely affected by the death penalty.
Congressman McCurdy, my guess would be that you are for the death penalty and for 3 strikes and you're out. If somebody talked to the president and tried to get those provisions out of the bill, what would be the effect on you?
Well, I think it'd be a major blow to the crime bill, and I don't think the crime bill would pass. I think that we need to focus again on what the issue is. This was a procedural motion to force and send a signal to the conference that they should not be sending to us a welfare bill. They should not be sending to us a social spending bill, that this is a crime bill, and we need to debate these issues seriously, and there needs to be a broader consensus on them. We have programs in here like the Model Intensive Grant Program that has virtually no requirements whatsoever. It's such vaguely defined language. It's literally just trying to throw money at some areas that I don't think we should be doing. It has an employment program. We have 154 job training programs in the federal government. The administration's actually at this point trying to consolidate those and reduce it through the Vice President's initiative and the Secretary of Labor. We don't need to add another one just now. And lastly, and I know this is tough because of the leadership of some of our committee chairmen, but I don't think we should be placing in a bill as important as the crime bill grants for particular colleges or universities in our districts
Congressman
and states.
Schumer, quickly, very quickly here before we go to a break. Go back to Congress?
2 answers. One to Dave McCurdy. You voted for the bill in April on the House floor, which had even more prevention money. So if you voted there, do it again.
No,
to Cleo Fields, any bill we have on crime is going to have the death penalty because 80% of the House and Senate are for it. If you vote no and hold it up, we will never get any crime bill at all.
And the effect of having no crime bill on both the president and the Democratic Party is what we'll talk about when we come back in a moment.
These days, people who really understand money carry the Discover Card. That's because the Discover Card Cashback Bonus Award is just that, cash. Everyone can use more cash, and there's no annual fee. That's why the Discover Card is the choice of people who really know the drill. It pays to discover, accepted wherever you see the Novus Network sign.
It has a 170 horsepower VTEC engine, an 8,000 RPM red line, 4-wheel double wishbone suspension, and it's still only the second most fun car on the road. The Acura Integra Sports Coupe. As fun as a car can be, without mustard.
Next time, the latest ways to deal with impotence.
Also, how computers are changing the way you buy groceries on the next Good Morning America.
Here on ABC.
Yeah, we're on a fixed income, and they really fixed it good. So we don't travel as much. That means we don't get to see the grandkids as often. We've tightened up our budget. Now, if we could just figure out how to lower our grocery bill. It would be nice to see more of the grandkids.
There's nothing cleaner than spotless, spotless, spotless. You want a spotless clean, spotless garbage cleaner.
The current affairs story is not just about somebody else. It's about us, all of us. It's not just TV, it's life. And so if you think you know what A Current Affair is all about...
You haven't seen us lately.
A Current Affair, the original. And it's still the best in the business.
Weeknights at 7 on WKPT TV.
We're back with Representatives Charles Schumer, Dave McCurdy, and Cleo Fields. Congressman McCurdy, you were elected to Congress in 1980. It was the year that Ronald Reagan came to town as well. And you were in that Congress where when the Republican leadership said, the president needs this, the Congress did it. Not just the Republicans, but a lot of the Democrats in Congress, because they felt that the president was so popular, because they thought it was important to their party. Now you've got a first-term president, a Democratic president, for the first time since you've been in Congress. He needs this. Why not do it for him?
I think the president himself should demand more from the leadership of the Congress and say, we want a real bill, and they have to be serious about this. You can't fill it up with grants.
Suppose the effect of what you're saying, suppose the effect of what you're saying is to defeat the bill and thereby damage the president.
I don't believe it will defeat the bill. That's why it was voted down on a procedural motion. You have to send a signal back to the leadership and the conference and say, there are those of us who will support it on technical merit, on the substance, but you cannot load it up like a Christmas tree and have this thing exploding in the face of the president himself. That would be embarrassing in the long run. The president ran on a tough message. He ran on 3 strikes and you're out. He ran on this, and I don't think this bill gave him exactly what he wanted.
Congressman Fields, let me get you in here. What about this question in your view? If to you, it's your vote that can bring down the bill and thereby hurt the president, does that sway you? Do you then say, look, the president needs me?
Well, first of all, I do not want to do anything to hurt the president or this country. But there are some very basic issues that we're discussing here, and we're not talking about the president. This bill is not whether or not President Clinton will or will not secede in the future. This bill is about the very substantive issues, the issue of crime. And we got to debate it with all due caution. Secondly, let me make a point, Cokie, to my good friend Charlie. Charlie, you mentioned that this money will go to prevention and go to incarceration and building more prisons. But this bill is only an authorization. I mean, this bill only authorized the money. It does not appropriate the money, as you well know. And what I'm afraid of, we get back into session next year, and we have many people who use the money, take the money that's authorized for prisons and build the prisons, but don't take the money that's authorized for prevention and use that money for deficit reduction.
Leo, that's a good point, but we deal with that in the bill. First, the money is appropriated because it's in a trust fund, and second, you can't shift it. You can't shift it between prevention and punishment.
I'd like to get you away from the details of the bill a little bit to this broader question.
Right.
In your view, you're saying it does hurt the president if it goes down.
Oh, believe me, it does.
If that's the case, why not rework it to suit these other gentlemen?
Well, look, the bottom line is, again, you go back and rework it. This was a delicately balanced compromise. And if you go back and rework it, I don't mind twisting the dials a little bit. You know, if there's this little objection or that little objection, changing it. Although any time you open up a crime bill report, a conference report, it takes weeks and months. It also opens up a lot of new issues. And the odds, if we were to rework this bill, would be that we'd never have a bill because we will adjourn by October 15th. So there's almost no chance to get any other bill, and that's the point. I know that Dave thinks he could perfect it one way, Cleo another way. That's what's pulling us apart. That's why we're not getting any bill at all.
With both Congressman McCurdy and Fields, very quickly now, if you can't get everything you want in the details that you're talking about, and a crime bill comes to the floor this week, are you going to support the president and the Democratic Party, or are you going to say, I want the bill I want, and that's the only bill I'll vote for?
Well, let me just say, Cokie, I'm not a little kid. I'm not going to be crying over spoiled milk, and if I don't have my way, no way. I have some real serious reservations about the death penalty because I'm of the opinion he who has the capital normally does not get punished, and that's an issue that must be addressed. And let me just say that, you know, I'm not going to stand in the way of a crime bill this session of Congress because the American people, I think, want a crime bill to be passed in this Congress. But by the same token, every opportunity I get to take this crime bill back to the table to discuss it and make it a better bill, I'm going to do that. And this was one of the opportunities to bring it back to the table. And hopefully we can make it a better bill before it gets back to the floor.
Well, Congressman McCurdy, if you can't have the one you want, will you vote for this one?
Cokie, I want the one that my constituents can accept and support. They're the ones saying it's our money.
So is the answer no?
I'm going to fight to have a crime bill that's better than the one they brought out from the conference, and I think they can do it if they have good faith and they operate in good faith, and I hope that they will.
But Dave and Cleo are people who, again, I would ask to look into your hearts and souls, try to work as best you can to get the bill passed, but look into yourself and see if you have to bring the bill down because you can't get the things that I know, Cleo, you care very deeply about Marley, and Dave, you care about. You've been a fiscal conservative fighting things for a long time. But we need you now more than ever.
Okay, thank you all very much. Representative Charles Schumer, David McCurdy, Cleo Fields. I'll be back in a moment.
Hi, I'm David Lewis.
Suzanne Wright.
Jerry Weinberger with MCI. With all the confusing advertising by long-distance companies these days, there are two simple yet very important facts you should know.
Fact 1. More than half of AT&T's customers are paying America's highest long-distance rate, AT&T's basic rate.
Fact 2. Plan for plan, state to state, AT&T customers can save by switching to MCI.
So if you're an AT&T customer and you care about what you pay for long distance, give us a call.
Save your money.
Here's an inside look at Ford Motor Company's latest achievement. Our worldwide team has created a car for the world, with safety features years ahead of today's safety standards, a computerized transmission that adjusts to any driving condition, and a Duratec V6 engine that can go 100,000 miles without a tune-up. World-class features in a more affordable class of car, and soon you can drive one yourself. Ford Contour and Mercury Mystique, coming September.
No mo.
Stay sleepy.
No mo.
Feeling tired?
Vibrant is.
No mo, slow mo.
Hey, wake up. You snooze, you lose. Vibrant is. No mo.
Slow mo.
Are your eyes closing? Uh-oh.
No mo, slow mo.
Vibrant is.
Like, wake up and get moving, okay?
Feeling this slow? Wake up.
Yo. Vibrant is.
No mo, slow mo.
During Friendship Ford's all-out closeout, we have 93 program cars, all priced so low you won't believe it. Loaded Tempos with power windows, locks, power steering, and more as low as $159 per month and 5.9% interest. Folks, it doesn't get any better than this. Tired of all the fast talk during some dealers' year-end clearance sales? You've got to come to Bristol during Friendship Ford's first annual all-out closeout. Over 400 vehicles priced to sell, some below invoice. Come see us or give us a call.
They come from 6 continents to take up the challenge. They struggle for 2 weeks to reach for the prize. Old warriors fall. New contenders arise. And the whole world will be watching. The U.S. Open on USA, August 29th to September 11th.
Check your cable bill for information on the U.S. Open sweepstakes.
Tomorrow on World News Tonight, as the health care debate rages on talk radio, the talk is of conflict, not compromise. That story on the American agenda tomorrow on this ABC station. And that's our report for tonight. I'm Cokie Roberts in Washington. For all of us at ABC News, good night.
If you wish a printed transcript of Nightline, call Journal Graphics at 1-800-ALL-NEWS. If you wish a video cassette version of Nightline, the cost is $14.98, plus $3.95 shipping and handling. Call 1-800-ABC-9420.
A hard copy exclusive. Roseanne. Tom's out. Ben is in.
The more they got to know each other, it developed into a friendship.
He was Rosie's chauffeur. Now he's her confidant, constant companion, and some say even more.
Now they're claiming that Tom threatened to kill him.
Roseanne's new man. Plus, Michael and Lisa Marie. A revealing look at what may be the real reason behind their marriage. Why they did it on the next hard copy.
weekday evenings at 6 on WKPT-TV.
Your spirit can move the nation. It's part of our American heritage.
Americans, when we make up our minds, we get the job done.
Lend a hand to MDA. There's so much you can do. Stars across America.
Be a star. Watch Jerry Lewis and Stars Across America Labor Day weekend right here.
We saved a place for you. I love you for sentimental reasons. I hope you do believe me. I'll give you my heart. I love you.
Vicky, weekday mornings at 9 on WKPT-TV.